All right, so it is extremely hot. I think the temperature is 91 degrees today. Something caught a fire. You can see they're trying to work on it. It put out the lights pretty much throughout most of the neighborhood around this area. There was some lightning that just went off in the background. So let's talk about New Jersey real estate. Now, I just read an interesting article. As of today, New Jersey houses appreciated 5.4% over last year. Now, sales were down about 22.5%, but the value of the properties were up. Now, of course, there's a lack of inventory because a lot of people are locked into low interest rates, so nobody really wants to sell at this time. Like, who would want to trade a 2% interest rate for 8% interest rate? Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. But what does that say about the current state of the housing market? Now, I thought we were supposed to be in a recession. Everybody thought the same thing. Well, this is the weirdest recession I've ever experienced in my life. Everything's topsy-turvy. Now, I can tell you who's not doing so great. Commercial mortgages are not doing so great. About $500 billion worth of commercial loans are due to expire come the end of this year, with another 1.5 trillion on the way. And here's the funny thing about it, team. There's nobody looking to refinance that. The banks don't want to touch it. Now, if you got cash, like, the investors that I'm going to hit up, then we could get these deals 20 cents on the dollar. Now, the thing is, what you're going to do with it once you get it, because it could be a very risky time we're going into. Now, I think the office business has changed forever. I don't think people want to go back to offices, and you can't really make them go back. And besides, if you're a company, why would you want to pay rent on an office anyway that people don't want to go to? So I think that's going to be depressed for a very long time. Now, every deal isn't a good deal, so you got to be careful. A lot of people don't remember when a place like New York City, back in 1994, when I first came to New York, it was tough back then. It's getting kind of dark. I think I got to go back here. Hopefully we catch some light soon. So just listen to my voice. I remember when it was so bad in New York City, even in Harlem, they were giving away buildings for $1. People don't remember this stuff. And people think that it's going to go on forever. Like, it's always going to be great. That's not the case, guys. I've seen it when those buildings that are now trading for $5 million, you couldn't give them away. And the reason you couldn't give them away is because, one, you were stuck with the taxes on a building that nobody wanted to rent, because every building next to you was vacant. Now, of course, politics changed. Bill Clinton moved into Harlem, and that really changed a lot. People wanted to move up there. But, I remember 125th Street, it was rough over there. I remember going to, I think it was the African Day Parade or something like that up there. Good times. But yeah, I remember even when I lived in Brownsville, Brooklyn, we used to laugh. It was vacant building, lights. Vacant building, lights. That was how the blocks looked. And there was abandoned building after abandoned building. I'm not saying it's going to happen like that again, but you never know, all right? Anyway, so just be careful investing. It is a risk, Don't let everybody fool you. Oh, you can make money off of real estate. Look, I've had my ups and my downs. I'm trying to get another up. But the downs last a long time, guys. And, most investors that are out here selling courses, they've never been through a crash. You need to ask these guys, how many crashes have you been through? And if the answer is 0, that they've never lost money in a crash, run from them and run from their advice. Period. They have no business selling courses. Anyway, we see some newer properties over here, constructed about 10, 15 years ago. No, 20 years ago, I believe. Still new for New Jersey. Everything in Jersey is kind of old. So anyway, all right, well, that's all I really got to say about the subject. Have a good night. Please like and subscribe so I can be motivated to do more of these videos.